Give me 8 minutes and your chest will feel lighter. By the end of this video, I will kill your anxiety. This isn't a lecture, this is a small blueprint made for men who keep it all inside. Let's go step by step. Point number 1, say the thought out loud. Most men don't realize how fast a single thought can turn into panic. It starts as a whisper in your mind. Maybe she doesn't like me, maybe I'll mess this up, maybe I'm just not enough. When you keep it inside, it grows stronger. Your chest gets tight, your stomach turns, and your breath feels stuck. And suddenly you're fighting something you can't even see clearly. You can break that power by making it real. Stop in that moment and say it out loud. If you're in public, whisper it quietly under your breath. If you're alone, speak it clearly. I'm scared I'll look stupid. I feel like they'll judge me. I'm worried I can't do this. Once it's spoken, it becomes words you can look at. Words can be questioned. Words can be replaced. This simple act pulls you out of the spiral, because now it's not just a feeling weighing on your chest. It's a sentence you can see and hear. And when you see it, you can ask, is this really true? Most of the time, the answer is softer than your fear wants to admit. Practice this every single time anxiety shows up. It will feel strange at first, but over time, your mind learns not to hide thoughts in shadows, and the shadows lose their weight. Point number 2, slow your breathing on purpose. When anxiety hits, the first thing that changes is your breath. It becomes fast, shallow, and stuck in your chest. That keeps your heart racing and your voice shaky. You can break this cycle in less than a minute. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Feel your chest and ribs expand. Hold it for 2 seconds, then breathe out through your mouth for 6 seconds. Count it in your mind. 4 inches, hold 2, 6 out. Do this 3 times. That's less than a minute, but the effect is real. Your shoulders drop, your chest softens, your head feels clearer. Most men never do this because it feels too simple. They think it won't work, but your nervous system doesn't care about complicated answers. It listens to your breath first. When you slow your breath, you tell your body, we're safe, and your body starts to listen. It won't erase every worry, but it will make the fear small enough to step past it, and that moment is everything, because when you can step past it once, you prove to yourself you can do it again. Point number 3, look at what's real around you. Anxiety drags you into the future. What if I fail? What if they laugh? What if everything goes wrong? But right now, in this exact moment, you are safe, and to see that, you need to look outside your mind. Wherever you are, stop and name 5 things you can see. Your phone, a chair, the floor, your hand, a wall. Then name 4 things you can touch or feel. Your feet on the ground, the fabric on your back, air on your skin, your heartbeat. Then 3 things you can hear: a fan, a car outside, your own breath. This grounds you. It pulls you from your head into the real world. You stop fighting shadows in your mind and see the facts in front of you. Point number 4, remember when you handled it before. Fear always feels new. Every time it shows up, it whispers, this time is different. This time you'll fail. This time you can't handle it. But your own life says otherwise. Think back to a real moment when anxiety grabbed you by the chest. Maybe it was before speaking in class. Maybe it was walking into a crowded room. Maybe it was texting someone you liked. Your chest felt tight. Your hands were cold. Your mind screamed all the ways you could mess up. But then something happened. You still spoke. You still walked in. You still sent that text. And the worst thing your mind promised never happened. Close your eyes and remember it clearly. Picture where you were standing, what you were wearing, the way your heart felt right before. Then remember what actually happened. You didn't faint. You didn't forget how to breathe. You didn't die of embarrassment. You felt fear, and you still moved forward. That memory is not there to make you feel proud for 5 seconds. It's there as proof that your fear is rarely telling the truth. Your fear says you can't. Your memory says you did. This is how you train your mind to see past panic, not by fighting it head on, but by reminding it gently, you've been here before. Every time you do this, your mind learns to doubt fear instead of doubting you. And that makes the next wave softer. Don't skip this because it feels silly. Do it when you're alone. Say it quietly. I felt this before and I handled it. Say it until it feels real. You're not lying to yourself. You're telling your history. And your history is stronger than fear's story. Fear's story is always the same. You can't. But your story has real moments when you did. Even if your voice cracked, even if your hands shook, you did it anyway. That's real strength, not the absence of fear, but the choice to move with fear sitting next to you. The more you do this, the easier it becomes to see fear as noise that's always there, but never as powerful as your own memory. Point number 5, act instead of thinking. Anxiety feeds on silence and stillness. When you sit and wait for fear to pass, it often grows. When you try to think your way out of it, you get stuck in circles. The fastest way to cut it down is action. Any action, even the smallest. Your mind wants to wait until you feel brave. But feeling brave usually comes after you act, not before. If you're scared to text someone, write the message now. Don't edit it 100 times. Just write and send. If you're anxious about speaking, start with one short line, even if it feels forced. If your chest feels tight at work, get up and stretch your arms, walk to get water, change your view. These are not tricks to look confident. They're choices that teach your mind something it can't deny, that you can move even when afraid. And that lesson sticks deeper than any pep talk. Most people think real confidence means feeling calm before they act, but real confidence comes from acting even when you feel the fear. Fear says wait, action says go. Each time you move even a little, the next wave of anxiety finds less space to grow. Think of fear as a fire that feeds on stillness. Movement is like rain on that fire. Not always enough to put it out, but enough to keep it from burning everything. And remember, the action doesn't have to be big. You don't have to give a speech. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to prove to yourself that you're still the one choosing. Fear hates that because it only has power when you let it freeze you. Every step you take, every small move tells your mind a new story. I was scared and I did it anyway. That's the only story that matters in the end. The next time anxiety hits, remember this isn't about feeling fearless. It's about proving that fear doesn't decide what happens next, and the more you act, the more your brain starts to see fear as background noise, not as a command. Here are my final words. Anxiety will always whisper. It's part of being alive, part of being human. But what you do next is what matters. Now you have something real. You can speak your thought out loud. You can slow your breath. You can ground yourself in what you see and feel. You can remember the moments when you survived, and you can act instead of waiting for courage to arrive. These are not magic fixes. They're small choices you can make every time fear shows up, and those choices add up. They build something stronger than fear. They build trust in yourself. If you watch this far, remember, fear is loud, but you are still louder. You're not here to become fearless. You're here to become unshakable, even when fear is sitting beside you. Because real strength is not living without fear. It's moving forward with fear in the room and choosing your step anyway. This is it for today. This is Letter to Men. Comment, "We are men." If you have promised yourself to work your way out of this, take care.